SEC Media Days 2014 are underway, and this year's event is bringing more media members to Hoover than ever before. And of course, we have our team well represented this year. WVUA's Travis Leader joins us outside the Hyatt Regency. What's it like out there?
Yeah, guys, we're at the Hyatt Regency Winfrey Hotel.
Yes. BJ
Milliken, Travis Leader here for WVUA covering you. We got you all covered today. A great day today because it's the beginning of SEC Media Days. That is the unofficial start to the college football season, something we all look forward to. Travis, Auburn Tigers here today. The fans were out in abundance, weren't they?
And BJ, one of the main Auburn Tiger figures that people really wanted to see was head coach Gus Malzahn, correct?
It's the guy in the sweater vest. We love Gus, the Gus bus, all that stuff. It was a magical year for the Auburn Tigers last year. Let's take a look at some of the video from today. Gus going through the hallways, signing some autographs. He did that, but they also got to talk a little bit about the BCS championship game from last year. You know, they were 13 seconds away from a national title, but Gus Malzahn says that he's ready to focus on this year.
Our challenge now is to put last year behind us. It was a lot of fun, great memories, but I think really what helps is, we came 13 seconds away from winning the national championship, and that was a tough pill to swallow. And, our players and our coaches, we're extremely motivated.
We're just trying to get better each and every day, and, last year was a fun ride, but at the end of the day, that's, just a stat in a book now.
And, big defensive lineman Gabe Wright, he was going around showing everybody that big SEC championship ring. They are the defending champs, so he was able to show off a little jewelry. Later on in sports, we're going to talk about one of the other big stories here today, the Auburn Tigers. Nick Marshall, he wasn't here. He was supposed to be, but he was replaced at the last minute due to his marijuana citation. So for Travis, I'm BJ. We'll see you in a little bit.
Welcome back, everybody. SEC Media Days 2014 kicked off on Monday. Let me make sure I get this right. At the Hyatt Regency, Birmingham, the Winfrey Hotel in Hoover. That's the official name. From here on out, it's just going to be the Winfrey. We have a crew of 5 people in Hoover today, as you've already seen. A lot of them. Our BJ Milliken joins us now live. BJ, it was Auburn Day on Monday, but quarterback Nick Marshall did not make the trip.
Yeah, Gary, there's nothing quite like the beginning of SEC Media Days. You feel it in the air. You felt it all throughout the building here behind me today. Football is finally on the way. And that meant today that the Auburn Tigers let us off. Coach Gus Malzahn came through, but unfortunately he was talking about his quarterback who was cited for marijuana possession in Georgia last week. Let's look at some of the video of Nick Marshall. Gus Malzahn says that he will not escape total consequence. He did not come today. He was scheduled to. He was replaced by tight end C.J. Uzomah. And here's what Coach Gus Malzahn had to say about Marshall's status.
It's a privilege and a reward to represent your team here at SEC Media Days, and last Friday he lost that privilege. I will say this, up to this point, Nick has been a model teammate. He's been a model citizen and done everything we asked, but he made a mistake, and he's going to have to pay a price for that mistake, but he is very remorseful.
Now, some more news Coach shared with us today. Carl Lawson, upcoming sophomore defensive end for the Tigers. He was a beast last year. He had ACL surgery, so he's going to definitely miss some time. We're not sure if he's going to miss the entire year or not, but he will definitely be hampered for the first part of the season. Now, last year Auburn made it all the way to the national championship game, really improbably, and they were 13 seconds away from a BCS title, which would have been their second in 4 years. That was the big talk today. 13 seconds. It's been a big theme. Let's look at some of that video from those 13 seconds where Florida State scored the final touchdown to put the Tigers away. Well, the team, they're using it as motivation to do everything 13 seconds more. Here's what the players had to say about that.
What does it take? And everything we do takes 13 seconds more.
Class and brushing your teeth, taking showers, I guess 13 seconds longer.
We're going to sleep 13 seconds longer and, do whatever it takes to, win each game, better and prepare harder than we ever have.
and maybe some of the best-looking socks I've ever seen. CJ Uzomah, and I messed his name up all day. Lee Smith can verify that. He has some great-looking USA socks today. He's a big soccer fan, big World Cup supporter, so he had some fun with that. Now, make sure not to forget to tune back in at 6 o'clock. Me and Travis will be right back here. We're talking SEC Network, and we're talking Florida. They were also here, and their head coach, Will Muschamp, talks about being on the hot seat, so stay tuned for that. For now, I'm BJ Milliken reporting live from the Wynfrey Hotel. Gary?
Thank you so much, BJ. Great job. We're looking forward to seeing more at 6. You know it's media days when you're shooting video of people's socks.
College football season is officially almost here. Thanks for joining us. I'm Philip Coleman. The media, fans, players, and coaches flocked to Birmingham today for the start of the annual week-long SEC Media Days event. Today, SEC Commissioner Mike Slive and Auburn coach Gus Malzahn were among those who faced the media. WVUA's Travis Leader and BJ Milligan join us now live with details in today's events in tonight's top story.
Yeah, guys, you know, it's a little windy, and the winds of change are blowing here at the Hyatt Regency Wynfrey Hotel because the SEC has got a big deal going on. We're here at Media Days, and the big topic of conversation with Commissioner Mike Slive has been the SEC Network.
Now, BJ, Commissioner Slive also weighed in on this upcoming network. We're just days away from their launching.
Absolutely. August 14th is the date. But he was really calm about it, and he didn't want anyone to panic. He didn't want fans to go nuts, go crazy, and act like they were not going to be able to see their teams play. Auburn, they start the season on August 30th on the SEC Network. Against Arkansas. Here's what Commissioner Slive had to say about keeping calm fans.
Everybody in America can get the SEC Network. The SEC Network is now available to everyone. Now, that would mean that for some of you, you would have to change carriers, but it is available. We are in very serious discussions with major carriers, and we certainly hope that we can come to some agreement before we launch. National Intercollegiate.
And, you know, a little bit earlier we talked to Greg McElroy, who is part of the SEC Network. You can see that interview tonight at 10. As for now, we're here at the Wynfrey. It was an exciting day at the SEC Media Days. Auburn, the defending SEC champs, talked, and we'll have that for you a little bit later.
All right, thanks, guys.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back with much more SEC Media Days 2014, which kicked off on Monday at the Hyatt Regency Birmingham, the Wynfrey Hotel in Hoover. Now, we have a crew of people in Hoover today, and our BJ Milliken joins us now live. BJ, it was Auburn Day on Monday, but the news was more about who wasn't there for the Tigers than who was. Take it away.
Yeah, Gary, you know, the Auburn Tigers, if they were like Muhammad Ali, they would have gone through the hallways here at the Regency, the Hyatt Regency. We're messing that up every time. The Wynfrey Hotel is what I'm going to call it. They would have come through the hallways saying, the champs are here, because that's what they were last year, the SEC champs. But we had to get through a little bit of off-the-field stuff. Nick Marshall, of course, did not make the trip here today because of his citation for marijuana possession last week. Let's take a look at a little bit of Marshall in action. And Gus Malzahn, of course, had to deal with those questions today. He didn't say a whole lot, but what he did say was positive mostly for Nick Marshall. It's a learning experience. Here's a little bit of what Gus and his teammate had to say.
It's a privilege and a reward to represent your team here at SEC Media Days, and last Friday he lost that privilege.
Well, he addressed the team on his own. You know, he decided that, you know, he wanted to speak out and, you know, show his remorse for his actions, and know that, you know, he let us know that, you know, whatever the punishment is, he's going to take it with open palms, and, you know, he showed a lot of maturity in doing that.
Now to the on-the-field issues that we got to talk about. Actual football, we're 47 days away from the kickoff of football season. That means we got to talk about the stuff going on the field. The Auburn Tigers went from worst to first last year, 3-9 in our overall. They were 0-8 in the SEC. They went to 12-2 and SEC champions. Well, the players seem to like how the fans and everyone around them has turned them around in their eyes, and mentally they say that that's been kind of an awakening this offseason.
one second a bunch of people love you and the next second they hate you and now they love you again. I mean, it's crazy. But, I mean, it's been a fun ride, and, I mean, it's crazy what a year makes. I mean, going from, you know, the very bottom to the top is, you know, pretty crazy.
And big Gabe Wright showing off that big SEC championship ring. They hope to win another one this year. Another team here today, the Florida Gators. Will Muschamp, let's take a look at him as he went through the hallways here at the Winfrey. His team went 4-8 last year, a terrible record for Florida standards. He obviously feeling a little pressure. He handled the hot seat questions all day long. Here's what he had to say.
I haven't worked any harder than I did, you know, when we won 11 games, and I'm not working any harder now than I did last year. At the end of the day, you know, it's a bottom line profession. You need to win games, and that's what we plan on doing. It was a very frustrating year, and at the end of the day, I'm going to control the controllables within what I can control, and that's coaching and developing this football team.
Vanderbilt also here today. Derek Mason, their head coach, was probably the best dressed. Now tonight at 10, we'll have an exclusive one-on-one with former Crimson Tide quarterback Greg McElroy, so that should be exciting. Gary, I'm going to send it back to you.